It is almost 1:40 our time, so we definitely need to start. We need to get it going.
Right, we got to wrap this up in 20 minutes. I got to go.
And we're just talking too, which is this is podcast.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
We're just doing podcasts. We just haven't started recording.
Exactly.
I'm recording. Hey, what if the podcast already started?
Oh,
Just like this.
What if we don't have an intro? We just start rambling.
Interesting.
I like it.
Fascinating.
This is it.
I like it.
We've started.
We started?
All right.
We've started.
Hey, I wanted to ask you guys. Okay, Pope. I know that you haven't been streaming a lot lately, but Tefty, Watts, you guys have been streaming like crazy since the release of Warmind. I've been streaming a lot, among doing other things. Like, how do you what goes into this? Like after what has it been? 3 weeks since the release of Warmind? Like, how do you maintain like that kind of schedule? How you holding up, basically?
I'm not. I'm actually just not holding up. I'm so exhausted. And I think with just everything as well, like just regular life plus streaming a lot and gotta get raid ready. Then it's like, I gotta keep on maintaining all these characters and all this stuff. And then Bungie's not letting up too, because they're like, here's the raid, here's Iron Banner. And then Tuesday we got Crucible Labs. There's like constantly stuff to do that I'm just like, I'm overwhelmed. I need to go be a potato for a week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I second that. Like even though it's relatively the same schedule for me, there's a lot of that extra stuff of thinking that you need to be prepared for this, be prepared for that. The raids, like the early morning stuff, and having to hop on early definitely will affect my schedule. Because
by early morning, Tefty means like 1 p.m.
Yeah, but for me, it literally is early morning.
Yeah, we get
it's
it.
like
it's super early.
Yeah, it's like I get 2 or 3 hours of sleep, and then suddenly I'm back on for another whole day. And the difficult part of it is balancing. Like I try to make sure I balance life with streaming. So
yes, very important.
During the day, I'm somewhat disconnected from social media on Twitter and stuff like that because I want to make sure that Memes and I are going out. We're doing normal stuff as a couple. We're going to the store. We're, sometimes just going to the grocery store can be difficult when you're constantly busy.
You got to stay connected.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
See family, have conversations with friends and so on and so forth and catch up and that type of thing. And that's something that I try to maintain. And when stuff like the Warmind hits, a lot of it kind of goes out the window, and that's what takes a toll on you.
It does, yeah. That's when you start to feel really the effects of it. It's not even necessarily just the streaming a lot and having a lot to do in a game. It's I'm not eating dinner every night, for example, with my husband. I'm not cooking. I'm not doing all of these things that are normally in my life. And then that kind of makes you feel a little bit disconnected from the people in your life. And then that starts to make you feel a little bit low.
Yep.
Yeah, so
I get it. I get it on the opposite end that Tefty does. Instead of waking up early, I end up staying up very late. So I'll skip dinner, like you say. I'll skip dinner with the family, and then it seems to always coincide because my heavy photo season is always the spring and the fall. So the big releases for Destiny always kind of hit when I'm doing it's kind of like a combo, and in the fall, it's actually, especially during hockey season, it'll be every night and then every day in the weekend. So I'll miss dinner with my family for like a month straight.
Oh wow!
Right? It's I literally won't see any my family at night, and then on the weekends I'm not around either because I'm off doing photo shoots as well.
Yeah.
So it's like this time of year, it's like I start getting exhausted, but there's something more than just tired. There's I don't think loneliness is the right word, but it's like a disconnection.
It's a disconnect, yeah.
Yeah. It's really it's a weird feeling.
Yeah.
It is weird because you see them and you're it's not like you're never seeing people, but you just feel like you're not fully spending that quality time together like you did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, there's not that connection with me in streaming, but there is that connection with me in work. And just in general, as a school administrator, I need to be at work by 7:15 in the morning, and there's often days where I won't get home or leave work until 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So I'm on podcast days. I'm literally having to dip out of work, just leave stuff on my table to get home in time for the podcast. That's a very rare time for me to come home and be available.
The podcast is also it's not a stress event, but it's a weekly event that I feel like I've got to have my shit in order.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Like I need to, like if there's new content in Destiny, I know we're not supposed to talk about Destiny on this, but
Just in
aside
general.
from Destiny, we're talking about like kind of life and streaming. But like if there's new content in Destiny, I feel sort of obligated to make sure I know what I'm talking about on the podcast. So like that might mean that Tuesday and Wednesday, I need to spend a little more time.
Yep.
Maybe, like experiencing what's going on in Iron Banner, what's going on. We really wanted to get that raid done, and I put a lot of time. When we finally got that raid done, it was a decompression, right? It was like, okay,
Woo, we did it.
like all right, like it's done now. We can kind of relax.
Yeah, absolutely. Pope, one more thing though about that is that with streaming, you're generally not interacting with people physically as much.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's something like if you do end up getting to a place where you stream as as an income source, having to go out and interact with people is very important.
It's super important.
Yeah.
And you know what's really weird is because Tomo's job is literally to manage people. So all day he is talking to people. So when he comes home, he wants to just decompress and just lose himself in a TV show or whatever. For me, I'm the exact opposite. I'm completely isolated. So when he comes home, I'm like, let's talk and hang out and do all this stuff. So it's a very interesting
You know what,
thing
Watts,
to balance.
that's exactly my scenario here, where my wife
Yes.
stays home with her newborn, and I'm at work all day, and I have 100 people. I talk to hundreds of people every day that are coming to me for something, to solve a problem, to do something for them.
Yeah.
So I'm emotionally, mentally exhausted.
Yeah. By the end of the day, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be breaking up a fight 1 minute to sitting in a meeting where I'm just listening another, to evaluating an employee another, and I get home and I'm exhausted.
So how do you manage that, Pope? Right. So like, like throughout the week, you feel exhausted when you come home. So and you know that you have somebody who does want your attention. You have multiple people who want your attention at your house. So do you like try and schedule time? Do you just like how do you deal with it?
I wish I could show you, but in our kitchen we have a huge, almost like classroom size whiteboard on the wall, and we literally break.
You stole that from work, didn't you?
Is that a school asset?
No, it's not. But I did get the idea from school and from being. So, it's hard to.
There's a big property of sticker on the bottom.
It's hard to show you guys, but literally the whiteboard is broken out by stuff that's going on,
Nice.
right?
Yeah.
And we keep each other engaged. It's just a schedule and things that need to be done, but we also make sure we put things that are fun, like family. There's family night on there where we get to play. We're going to play Oregon Trail, and
That's awesome.
play
The old
board games.
dysentery.
And we've got dysentery.
Nothing's more fun than
always
dysentery.
die.
The ye old dysentery.
And we're gonna play some music. We've got some
Nice.
instruments in the house, and so you just gotta schedule fun. I don't know how to.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to make time for joy, right? Like, what's the point if there's no joy? Like,
Yeah.
streaming is fun. Like, streaming by itself is fun. Like, after all, you're playing video games and you're telling jokes and you're having a good time. But you got other people in your life, like the personal connections, like a wife, kids, friends, and you gotta make sure that you schedule them. I feel like as much as you schedule your stream.
You have to make effort. Effort's
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah.
And I think that's a learned skill in adulthood because it doesn't take
Yes.
effort to hang out with friends when you're a kid because you have you
All
hang
the
out
time
with
in
them
the
all
world.
day and then you hang out all afternoon after school.
And you don't really have to worry about an income stream.
No,
You have a lot of spare time.
yeah.
Hopefully,
I think that-
if you're a kid, you
I
don't have to
think
worry about
people-
income stream.
Yeah.
People think that, like, that's something that you're saying is you learn in adulthood, but friendships are, I don't want to say work, but you need to
100% there's effort.
They take work, yeah.
on
There's an
Yeah.
effort.
right.
Yeah, definitely.
And with video games, I find that they become all consuming, right? Engrossing, you want to go back to that. And you have friends online.
That's the other thing, right? Is balancing your friends online with your I don't want to say in real life friends, because my friends online very much are real life friends.
That's true.
Like your proximity friends with your online friends, like balancing that time.
People
it's so
that
much
are on
easier
your
to
radar.
just jump online and like, oh, okay, Wilson's on. Let's go play some Iron Banner with Wilson. I don't have to schedule that because, oh, look,
Yeah.
Hero's on. I'll go play some, I'll do a raid with Hero. It's just so convenient to just pop
It's
online.
easy when you all play the same game.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
That's a
that's
good
why
point.
people were so upset about Destiny, right?
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
Let me bring this back, Briar. Wilson's in my clan, and we spend a lot of time together. So we're more friends than you guys are friends. Just so you know.
Okay.
He's laying down. Are you marking your territory?
Wow.
I mean, I got a little insulted. He was saying he brought up Wilson. I mean, let's just
Wilson's
say-
probably more of my friend now than anyone's.
That's a good point. Yeah.
The thing about Wilson, and I don't want to make it the
Wilson podcast.
appreciation
Woo!
hour. But the thing about Wilson is he has the ability to make whoever he's talking to feel like the most special person in the room when he's talking to him.
He does.
Yeah.
He makes
He's,
people so happy.
That's a skill.
Yeah,
It's because
For sure.
It's because he's Sweet Dick Willie.
You're right. That's right.
He's a super genuine dude, and he's amazing to hang out with. So
That's something that I've realized through work, and you talk about like survival skills in life, but people are the most interesting topic for most people is themselves. So that's one thing that Wilson's good at is when you're engaging with somebody, you ask them questions about themselves, and you do follow up questions on those that engage in and then you're done with a conversation with someone like that, right? And you're like, oh, wow, that was fun. But when you think about it, you really only just talked about yourself the entire time.
You're like, I didn't ask him any questions about
Tell me
himself.
5 things about Wilson right now, Briar.
he's
He's a glass blower.
He is at a show, actually. He's at a festival selling
Okay.
glass right now.
All right.
He's going to be there till Monday.
All right. You only know that because it influenced you.
Isn't he in Illinois?
I think he is in Illinois.
Yeah.
I think he is
All right.
in
Well,
Illinois.
He lives on the water.
This show isn't about Wilson,
This
but
is
it is about
the Wilson episode.
The Wilson
the one about
episode.
Wilson.
The one about how to be
Make
the
friends.
person that everyone wants to talk to and everyone wants to play with.
How to make
Just
friends and
ask
influence
questions.
people.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's funny because he's going to be on the show coming up next month.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and he doesn't know that yet, but he'll find
So
out.
find out soon, I
revealing
guess.
this on this podcast. Okay, gotcha. So you're
right.
trying to
Well-
see if he listens to this podcast.
Basically, nobody reach out to him.
Gotcha.
Nobody tell
Okay.
him.
So if
Let's
he
see if
shows
he really
up,
is Sweet
if he
Dick Willie.
shows up, then we know he listens. If
Right.
he doesn't,
If he-
then you didn't deserve to be on anyway.
Nobody tell him. If he shows up next, for the podcast on Thursday, then we'll have the artwork prepared and everything.
This
And
is-
if he just doesn't show up,
Some next level layered inviting here.
I like it. I like
Little
it.
Easter egg
that's how we
hunt.
do it.
It's the only way to treat Sweet Dick Willie, I think.
This is great.
Yeah. So we've got some. I'm glad you brought that up, Briar, because there's like so much of our lives are varied. We have these similar interests, right? But we all have very different lives outside of this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's so important to recognize that other people in your group, in your clan, in your circle, also have those things pulling them in different directions. I don't know. It got me thinking about it too. I'm just going to mention it for a second because this week Total Biscuit passed away, and he had been battling cancer for a few years. And no matter how you felt about him as a content creator or whatever, it's like everybody in your circle has these lives that they're challenging with, and how to support them. It's difficult because you can't go bring them, someone online friends. You can't really go take them a meal or visit them, or it's a very interesting relationship, but you care about them the same. And how do you connect with somebody? Like, say somebody in your friend group is struggling with a disease, or a family member is struggling with a disease, and you want to reach out and support them. How do you do that in this community?
I've had a hard time with that myself. I got a friend online right now whose wife is battling cancer, and it's like I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Like he's such a positive dude too, and it's like I'm always so happy to see him. Like we have a DM chat that he's in, and he's also he frequents my chat on Twitch a lot, and it's just like he's always like one of those guys. You're just like, oh, you recognize him. You're happy to see him, and we always have a great conversation. And to see him in pain, like, oh man, it's heartbreaking. But to answer your question, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
I think people in general struggle with what to do, right? People don't know what's the best thing to say, because I know they've heard, oh, we're thinking of you. I'm here for you if you ever need anything. I think all you can do in any situation is let someone know that, look, if you need anything, you want to just talk, whether it's super late, super early, if you need anything at all, I am here for whatever you need.
Yeah.
Because we can never know what to say to make someone feel better or what to do.
Sometimes what you need too is just to get away from it, right? It's like sometimes
right, yeah, like you want to just
somebody to bitch to
talk
for a half an hour.
Yeah, just you want to come bitch to me. You want to go play golf with friends and just laugh and be silly, like
yes, that's what video games can do. Is that moment of just laughter and escape. Because I think that's what connects with me with raids so much, is that they're almost designed. And the thing that I've really appreciated about like Vault of Glass, and several of them, but those transition zones between action are some of the most hilarious, fun interactions that last with you. That feeling of laughter is where you make fun of somebody that kept dying, or how they died, or something, right?
That's so toxic. You really have been hanging out with Sweet Dick Willie too much.
Extremely toxic.
Oh man. It's a good conversation.
I think Twitch streams do a really good job of that as well. The people who stream for like the entertainment joy angle, and not the toxic angle, because obviously there's some Twitch streamers out there that go that angle where it's all about being as toxic as possible. But our streams are usually a getaway from the things that can trouble people. Yeah. And I think that's important. That's like one of the best values of Twitch streaming, is that they can create those escapes for people. Excuse me. We got a little. I'm still waking up.
Little frog in the front.
Yeah. I did just wake up a few minutes ago.
But it's and it's really true, Tefty. Like I jump into a stream, and I try out new streamers. I go through the different directories, and one of the things that keeps me there is if someone's having fun, is engaged in what they're doing, and is laughing, or and just enjoying themselves. That's why I'm there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Lupo, I think Lupo nailed it on DCP the other night when he kind of described like the 3 factors a Twitch streamer could have. Like, could be insanely fucking good at something. That'll keep me watching. Like, that's why I'll watch like some games I don't even play. I'll be like, holy shit, this guy is just amazing. Or just hilarious. Some people are just hilarious, and it's just fun to like listen to it. Or they've built such a like welcoming and fun community that it's just fun to hang out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and you connect with that, and that's what keeps you coming back, right?
Exactly.
And people in chat become part of that extended family.
Yep.
How many people you think are in your chat that actually aren't there for you? They're there for the community. Like, they just like hang out.
Well, that's
like
what
hanging
I
out
love
with the people in the chat. They don't really give a shit about you.
That's what I love to see. Like, that
You're
makes
on
me
mute
so
the
happy.
whole time.
That's what makes me happy to see when I look over and a conversation is happening and I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, yeah,
I'm just like, you guys do you.
Yep.
I like this. This is great.
They're like LFGing. They're like making plans for tonight,
Yeah, I love that. I think that I want more of that, and anything that I can do to try and foster people finding friends and people finding just more people to play with. I want to do that. definitely hard to know how to do that because you can't kind of force people to play together like you are going with you. Go play a game right now. But I want to try and foster an environment that enables people to make more friends.
I have noticed though, when I raid more often with like chat, is that those people will end up like kind of putting each other on the friends list, and then you'll see them kind of connecting again later.
That's true. Well, that so to kind of wrap up that conversation, I wanted to reach out to all the fans and the community that Total Biscuit left behind, not just the streamer and him passing away, and of course his family, but the large extended community that he influenced, brought together for all those special moments. And when a streamer community person like that passes away, they leave a huge hole in a lot of people's lives.
Of course.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
just rest in peace.
Yeah.
I guess it's sad that
It's
he's
very,
passed
very
away.
sad.
Yeah.
Very sad.
See that guy who was celebrating his death on Twitter? BioWare employee. Can you believe
That's I don't even know. That's like bottom of the
That's
barrel
so
shit
weird
right there.
for me. Like, even if someone had done something like truly terrible to me, I wouldn't be like, woohoo.
No,
I
Right?
just couldn't do that.
Yeah.
no.
Doesn't make
I
any
can't think of a
sense.
single person I've ever met that I'd like truly celebrate publicly their death.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Extremely hollow to be willing to do that.
I mean, maybe if I was in times of Adolf Hitler and he passed away, I'd be like, all right, I'm good with that.
Maybe Patrick. No.
No, not even.
No.
Speaking of Patrick,
Not
where is
Captain
he?
Patty.
He's supposed
Captain
to be on the
Patty.
show tonight.
He's sailing the seas?
I heard there's
Captain
a
Patty's
new
set
heard
sail.
there's some new content coming out for
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves.
That's on Tuesday, isn't it? I think it's
Like,
Tuesday.
really?
Yeah, it's
I think
coming
it's
out
coming
on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The-
I'm really
that's right.
excited.
The Megalodon, right?
Did you guys know what it
We
is?
might have to hit up Sea of Thieves again, guys.
Oh my gosh.
At some point.
I think.
Do you think we can get Captain
heard
Patty
he's-
back?
I heard Captain Patty is actually the Megalodon.
Oh, he's the Megalodon in the DLC. Okay, got it.
I don't actually want to fight a
He wore-
Megalodon. That sounds
He
scary.
wore the suit. He's the mocap for
He
it.
mocapped the giant shark. That's incredible,
That's right.
man.
Does anybody know the actual content that's coming
Yeah,
besides a giant shark?
No, that's it. That's all I know.
That's all you know.
It's going to be interesting. So we got Sea of Thieves, some content. I'm really excited that you guys get together. I'll try to jump on, but sail the Sea of Thieves. I mean, this is going to be. We're going to have to get the ship back together.
I've never not had fun playing that game. I know that game has gotten a pretty lukewarm reception, but every time I've logged into that game, I have had a blast. Like, I wish there was more content, just like everybody else, but that sandbox is just so fun for me.
Yeah.
It encourages you to be your worst, and I like that.
You're a good pirate. You're a natural pirate.
You are a natural pirate. That's very true. Speaking of Sea of Thieves, No Man's Sky, which is the sky of Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, the space
Sky of Thieves.
sea.
Sky of Thieves.
That is bringing co-op, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're adding co-op to No Man's Sky.
Really?
Multiplayer.
Do we know when that's
That's
dropping?
pretty interesting. No.
Sometime this summer.
It's the summer, right? Because they're also adding Xbox support as well. So they're gonna adding a whole console, Xbox, and then finally making good on the promise of actually being multiplayer to be able to run into each other in the universe and also play co-op, which that game would be pretty awesome that way.
That would be
coming out
really
Here's the
cool.
question. Here's the question.
That's cool.
I own the game on PlayStation. To experience the new content, do I log in and update my PlayStation copy, or do I buy a new copy on PC? Because that game looks way better on PC.
I have it on PC and PS4. The PC version is definitely
the way to go.
better.
But that means giving them more money.
Here's the real question.
I gotta save my money for that Iron Banner emote.
I know, right? Here's the real question. Which platform is Sweet Dick Willie going to be on?
Probably
I
PlayStation.
don't know. That's a good question.
Gonna have to hit him up.
I have to hit them up.
Gonna have to.
Anyway, so it's good. It's supposed to be
Sometime in July,
Man.
right?
it's sometime in July.
Sometime in July.
The exact time.
I'll be honest. I think it's great that Hello Games has followed through and basically put on horse blinders to the extreme negativity that came with that game and pushed through consistently now has been putting out good updates. And their communication has been a problem, and we've seen that in other companies. We know what game company has had issues with communication.
Communication's hard, apparently.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
Well, I mean, we talk enough about Destiny, but Bungie's been doing a lot better job with that.
Recently.
Oh yeah, even the individual developers, and that's what people like to see, man. They like to see developers just like posting memes to people in the community and just getting involved with people, right? People love to see that.
So that's what Sean Murray could have done.
Hello Games though, because Hello Games is it's a
tiny studio.
one-time product, right? They're not making, as far as I know, they don't have any microtransactions for that game. They don't have a subscription fee. So I'm sure they sold the bulk of the copies they're ever going to sell of that game. So their end game truly seems to be just trying to satisfy. Maybe they do plan on someday releasing another game, and they want to fix their reputation for that time.
I think the goal is to make the best possible version of that game, and then create like a cult classic where people want to keep on buying copies. Kind of like, how Minecraft has just gone on and on and on and keeps selling copies because it's like, well, you gotta own a copy of Minecraft type of thing. I think that's what their vision was, and obviously that didn't hit the mark. But if they keep on building this platform to be like the space simulator, that you now go with your friends and you can build a base and somebody can stumble onto your base, like that's really cool.
That is cool. Yeah,
It is cool.
That's cool.
It is cool. A lot of companies have been doing that too. Like Ubisoft has been very strong about like supporting their games far after launch. And it seems to be a successful model because For Honor getting dedicated servers, was it a year and a half after launch or was it 2 years after launch?
They announced it like 8 months later. They're like, guys, I think we realized that peer-to-peer connections just aren't exactly cutting it.
So For Honor, I would say it's sold most of the copies it's ever going to sell. Although, what's Rainbow Six Siege? That game probably sells more copies now than it sold a month after launch, right? I mean, that game is incredibly popular now because they went and fixed the game and...
True.
I don't know. So
there's
old models.
There's a strong esports competitive scene around that game.
That's a fun game.
Yeah.
I've never played it.
If you improve your game enough and it starts getting hype around it, new people will come in.
Exactly.
That's true.
Yeah. I think that's the angle that they're probably going for, and it's better that they didn't just scrap the game.
Yeah.
Because it's
a cool idea.
Yeah.
I think the next piece of that also that games like Fortnite are starting to really embrace is the cross-platform saving and cross-platform games. I mean, everybody's got to look at that with games moving forward.
They do, yeah. Like,
it really just has to happen.
Like, for example, there's a lot of people who are in my stream that play Destiny on Xbox, right? I honestly don't really see myself ever playing Destiny on Xbox. But there's games that come out like Sea of Thieves.
Toxic.
Or there's Sea of Thieves, there's State of Decay that I'm going to be getting into next week sometime, where I'm like, hey, if you guys are on Xbox and you want to come play this game with me, I can play with you when I'm on my PC.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to have like a million consoles scattered across my desk. Like, I can play with you when you're on your Xbox, I'm on my PC, and we can actually get together and play some games.
What do you think's holding that back?
Sony.
And before that, it was Microsoft.
Before that was Microsoft. It's whoever's
the big dog in the room, right?
Whoever's the big boss, man.
Yeah, but Microsoft has already put it into PC playing with each other. And some games are okay, like Fortnite being able to play with PC and PS4. But those two player bases connecting to each other, there's like an eternal struggle, an eternal war.
Yeah.
So how is Fortnite
They feel
been
like
able to do
they're
it?
going to sell less, PlayStations if they allow Xbox users to play with their PlayStation friends, and they might be right.
They're probably right.
Yeah, I mean,
They're probably right.
I like the back end of Xbox way more than I like of the PlayStation.
Well, you
Really?
can change your username.
Yeah, that's true.
That's pretty exciting.
No, I mean,
I was lucky enough to pick the perfect one right at the get-go, so I don't have a problem with that.
When you're 420 no scopes, Sweet Dickens, Charlie, and then you grow up, and then
All
you
right,
get
now
it.
I want to change my username.
And then you,
Damn it.
you grow up, and then you get a job, and your boss is like, "Hey, I play video games too. Add me on PSN." And you're like, I think I might have to get a new PSN.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's strange that more games aren't embracing it. Like I would feel like there's a lot of money in console exclusivity, right? Content exclusivity. Like
Yes.
PlayStation is buying a lot of companies to make exclusives for them.
There's
Right.
money in selling their
There's
hardware.
a lot. What's
There's
that?
money in selling their hardware, which is big money for sure.
Right, and I'm thinking that
the biggest part of Sony now.
as developers, though, as game developers, they've got to realize that there's probably more money out there
So-
for them to sell games across platforms than there is the Sony offering to buy them out.
So this is a great segue into this article that recently came out. Fortnite made nearly $300 million in April.
In April alone.
In April.
April. There's a Forbes article talking about that. April alone. They didn't even release
Wow.
the new Battle Pass in April.
No.
No.
They made nearly $300 million. This is a free-to-play game.
Yes.
Yep.
Raise your hand if you've bought a skin in Fortnite.
Oh, I've bought a skin.
I haven't.
I bought a few skins.
You haven't purchased anything.
I bought the access to Save the World in August of last
Yeah,
year.
I bought that as well, but I haven't bought a skin.
I love they're so creative,
You're like,
man. I can't.
I have a skin.
I saw that John Wick one. I don't even play Fortnite, and I want it.
Yeah, that was really cool.
There's some really. I had to get. There's one that was Halloween. It was a zombie. You're a girl that was zombie, like skin green. I had to get it.
You're like, I have to
I have to.
this,
I love
guys.
zombie.
Here's my
movies. I like
V-Bucks.
Zombie games.
I need it. Okay.
Fast forward to April, $300 million nearly generated from Fortnite. I mean, that's amazing. So
Yo, guys, I think we should start a battle royale.
I think
A
so.
free to play battle royale.
Podcasting thing. This ain't going nowhere.
Care Bear Battle Royale.
Care
Yeah.
Bears.
What if we make
Care
it to
Bear
where?
battle royale.
Okay.
I like
What
it.
if we make it to where all of us are in the battle royale, and then we'll have a game with truly amazing beards for once, as
Watts,
playable
you
characters.
just sold me 100 million times.
Is it $100 million?
$100
Yeah.
million
Is
times in
it $300 million?
Beards must be the next frontier for gaming companies. Like that must be the tech just isn't there,
I
right?
don't
wonder
know,
if
that God
it's
of
the
War
whole-
beard was on point. Kratos had a beard.
Oh, that's
That
true.
thing
Yes.
was detailed and gorgeous.
Yep,
They must have had to cut out a lot of content to get that beard in there.
maybe.
The thing that seems to be the thing is that you can't make customized characters with really lush beards. And there's the same thing with female characters having really long hair. They don't really games don't really let you do that either.
Speaking of female characters,
Well, hold on. Is that because of like the geometry? You know, like
Yeah, I believe
'cause it
so. Yeah.
would like mesh too much into different stuff.
yeah.
maybe.
Yep.
Interesting.
Too hard. Makes
So
me
the
sad.
technology isn't there yet.
Maybe.
The beard
Maybe. I was
technology,
joking, but
same
we
as
need to
the
NVIDIA hair works too.
Yeah, it's too computationally intense to have like the
and your
the
beard
vertices.
might clip into like your collars and stuff.
Oh.
Like,
You're right.
yeah.
That'd be a travesty.
Collars
Why?
are for collars
You
are
had
for
no
communists.
idea.
We don't
You
need
had no
collars
idea.
here.
There needs to be some money invested in this.
Yeah, Fortnite.
Drop
Come
on.
everything everybody's doing. Get us some.
Well, in the
beards.
greatest game ever made, they had like a setting just for how good the hair geometry was.
Are you talking about
And it-
Witcher?
Yes, The Witcher 3 to be. It literally brought your frame rate down to a crawl if you
That's so
clicked it
funny.
on.
Greatest game ever made. That's amazing, Brian.
You got a 1080 Ti? You like 3 frames per second? Well, check out this hair.
NVIDIA.
Check out my hair though.
Well, so I guess we can talk about the E3 games.
Yeah.
You know, talking about female characters. There was some.
You guys see that trailer for Black Ops 4? I'm really looking forward to that single player, man. It looked hype. Oh wait, no, that was the
this-
Battlefield trailer.
No, so coming up, there was we got the trailer for the announcement for Battlefield,
Battlefield
the
5.
new
Yep.
Battlefield.
That seems
And-
to be going well.
The internet came to a crash when a female character was on the box cover, it was a playable character.
It's not historically accurate, Pope Bear.
Unbelievable.
Which then was followed by lots of people tweeting pictures of their grandmothers, their great-grandmothers, their family members, a sniper who was a female who had, 302 confirmed kills during the war, tweeting all these pictures of women
Is it
who
the
were
Russian
serving.
sniper?
Yeah, she's regarded as so I looked it up.
Yep.
Loedmil Mikhailovna Pavlicek. No, I'm just butchered all kinds of Russian name right there. I apologize. A Soviet sniper during World War II, credited with 309 kills, regarded as one of the top military snipers of all time and most successful female sniper in history. In World War II.
World War II, it's accurate. There were
Did
women
you have
in
no
there.
Ambien?
I think she
That's
did.
probably what it is. She was probably running around quick scoping people
was,
to get
though.
that many. You have to be.
She was rushing the trenches, quick scoping people with shoddy.
You can talk to her right now on Xbox Live. Her user gamer tag is XX no scopes 360 XX.
309 confirmed.
There's a part, let's stop for a second. Like, there's a part of the video games that I don't want to ever lose. Even if you get into the realism of gaming, there's got to be a fantasy aspect where, we have to have the player fantasy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're dying
Sometimes
in
the
resin all the
realism
time.
is the fantasy. Though.
That's a fantasy.
Yeah, I mean, right. And so I really had a hard time with the argument of people that it just sounded really, I don't know, off base when people are like, it's not historically accurate. There's other things like that. Well, you're in Battlefield is a fun game where they try to go for accuracy with bullet drop and things like that, and the way that the guns operate.
Big Battlefields.
And I appreciate that. That realism. But ultimately, you just died and respawned.
Yeah.
So
You just reappeared on the map.
I mean,
Also, the 3 people on the horse thing, that GIF was going around on Twitter where it was 3 people on a horse firing.
I've seen that movie. It was hot.
three people, one horse.
3 people, 1 horse. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus. I just want to acknowledge it. It was a moment of internet idiocy. I'm glad that a ton of people responded to it and said, you know what, stow your sexism here. Women were extremely, yes, men were involved in, shouldered a huge brunt of the war effort, but
I never know how to react to those people.
I don't even know. Bullets don't get made. I mean,
No, it's like when people say something like so obviously stupid online. Like, do I respond to this or do I
don't
why
know.
am I even wasting my time? But then at the other, they start getting together, and all of a sudden you have like a bunch of stupid people saying the same thing, and then it's like it becomes like a snowball where like now all of a sudden it's almost like it's like a movement, and it's like the same stupid shit you heard like just one guy saying like a few months ago. It's like I never know what to say to these people. Like, do I fight this? Like, do I lower myself to this fucking retarded? I'm sorry, I shouldn't use that word. Like this awful, dumb argument that shouldn't even have to be had because it's like, it's the year 2018. Like, I almost feel like it's like, why do I gotta waste my time with this dumb shit?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, well, somebody's got to fight it because
Someone's
you
gotta
can't let
fight
these
it.
people running around trying to convince other dumbasses to do this too.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's tough because the internet has no accountability. You can go say anything on the internet and you will not have any kind of reprimand.
Nope.
Aside from somebody, blocking you. So I think that's one of the core problems with the internet right now in that situation is that people can get together and fire each other up and have no consequence whatsoever for their own livelihood if they're going to make those decisions. And to the EA or to the Battlefield thing, I feel like 50% or maybe more of the flame came from the fact that it is an EA title.
maybe like anything EA right now is going to get shit.
Absolutely. Anything that they put out, they're like, let's pour a bunch of kerosene on it and light it on fire.
Maybe.
Well, they do kind of deserve that.
People are still upset about Star Wars.
You know what?
They're very upset.
You know,
You got a good point.
For that. All of a sudden, it all makes sense.
It's not the women they're angry at. They're
Yeah.
EA.
Yeah.
It could have been anything.
It's funny we're talking about this, having talked about No Man's Sky, because I feel like the same mindset that happened to Hello Games has followed suit into EA now and the dumb decisions that they've done.
Well, it's so important.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
EA, it seemed like I feel like Hello Games made mistakes that they're over promising and under delivering and possibly even lying about the content that was in that game. But EA,
That was a whole nother level.
it's like,
But what I'm talking about is the response,
Yeah.
the volatile response from gamers
Yeah.
that kind of
okay.
decided
Yeah.
that it was time to pitchfork and somebody had to like pay in blood. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
Sure.
Yeah.
'Cause
Need a sacrifice to make it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's hard for a company like EA to bounce back from that quickly. So you're probably right. There is no matter what they put out, someone's gonna complain about it.
They did say there wasn't going to be like a season pass for this game. There wasn't going to be did they say no microtransactions? They didn't say no microtransactions.
No, just all of the new content coming to the game is going to be free.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like any DLCs will basically everybody will stay together.
I've enjoyed Battlefield games. Have you guys?
Yeah.
I enjoyed the hell out of Battlefield 3. Battlefield 4 was a hot mess for like 6 months, and I was really pissed about it because it was so promising. Then what was it? Battlefield Hardline was pretty
my God.
shitty.
Did anybody
So
play
I
that?
actually passed
I
on
did not.
Battlefield 1, and I think that was a mistake because I think I would have really enjoyed that game. But I am watching this game. To me, Battlefield feels like the most natural place in the world for a battle royale game.
Agree.
Like I know COD's doing it too.
Black Ops doing it. Yep.
So
But COD is like-
imagine some of the maps
the
that they
difference-
use.
Hold on, the difference between COD and Battlefield is Battlefield is already set up for like long range engagements, and COD has sniper rifles, but you never actually use them at more than like 30 yards away. There's no like bullet drop or anything like that. Everything's
true.
a hit scan weapon. Everything's designed to kill you in like 0.15 seconds.
Yeah.
So that system, I've never been in a long range engagement in a Call of Duty. I don't even know how that works. Like,
Speaking of the time to kill, were you able to see the release trailer for Black Ops? Because looking
Yeah.
at that time to kill, it's a little bit longer than your average COD. It's probably now a little bit slower than normal COD, but a little bit faster than what we have in Destiny. And I actually think that that's the time to kill I want.
It's the time to kill we want Destiny.
really?
Yeah, it looked good. It looked like it was fast. Like if you get the jump on someone, you can take them down, but you have the chance to get away. So I'm kind of interested to see how that plays
Interesting.
in the battle royale.
Well, Black Ops 4. I mean, I know you guys are all excited about the battle royale. I love playing them, but I it's not my jam. What my jam is for Black Ops 4 is the zombies.
Zombies.
I am gonna lose myself in zombies.
Also, though, I just want to clarify. I could kind of care less about the battle royale mode in Call of Duty.
Yeah, I honestly Black Ops was just I want to try it because the way they're making the map is they're putting a bunch of their old maps
that
together
seems cool.
and then like putting that in one
That looks
giant
cool.
map. So I want to see that because I think that'll be cool, stumbling on Nuketown and being like, oh, hey, it's Nuketown.
Well, they did that in
Yeah.
Zombies. They did that with Zombies a while back. They
The last
put,
one.
They
some of
did.
some of the old zombie maps. They put them in as part of a larger map, and it was
Yeah.
really cool to see that.
For the last Black Ops Zombies one, yeah. For the trilogy. Yeah, for me, I could kind of care. I feel like it's a bandwagon type of thing that's happening right now. Battle Royale this, Battle Royale that. Like, Fortnite has exploded. Fortnite, in my opinion, is the king.
Yeah.
Everything else is going to be, here's their Battle Royale, this, that.
Well, they said that about PUBG though.
Yeah, but is PUBG
They said
making...
PUBG was not. No one was able to take down PUBG. It was.
Oh, that's bullshit. If somebody said that, I would have told them, "Are you kidding me? This game is clearly designed by people who are not AAA developers, right? Like that game still feels like an independent game. like just the control layout feels so unnatural to so many people. The way the game moves, the way the game performs on high-end hardware feels like, what is going on with this game? PUBG to me showed the idea of battle royale being something I was really into, but while I was playing, I was like, I can't wait till like somebody really good at making video games makes one of these.
So do you think that Black Ops 4 is that?
I don't know. Like Black Ops to me, like I don't know how a PUBG works in the Call of Duty universe. It's really interesting to me. Also, a $60 battle royale game is really interesting to me.
Also, it's a first-person battle royale.
Which that's really interesting to me. I did play Islands of Nine, which I really enjoyed, which is also a first-person, and it's kind of more like a Call of Duty experience, but again, a very independent game and very early access when I was playing it. So, like, it's interesting to me. I'm going to check it out, almost definitely. Battlefield to me, though, is the more natural fit and the one I'm really actually looking forward to.
Does seem more like an actual battle royale, for sure.
It just, if Battlefield, that game has been built from the ground up for years and years and years in these huge, massive environments.
And then it'd be realistic, because when you die, you die.
Yeah.
Right.
Then you got the realism.
Then we can talk about sexism.
The thing that I'm really excited
then we can have the conversation.
In battle royales, definitely in battle royales, especially Black Ops. Imagine kill streaks in a battle royale.
Oh my God.
The snowball effect.
Think about that.
I don't know if I'm excited about that or extremely against it.
How cool is that? Like, you get a kill streak and you get to come in on a little helicopter as a door gunner.
Yeah, it's great if you're that guy. It sucks if you're just like wandering around and all of a sudden there's a chopper gunner like up in the air.
Well,
you're
you've got surface to air. You have got surface to air missiles. You've got in the Call of Duty universe. You have anti.
Remember in COD 4 when you actually had to aim your missiles? Like you actually had to hit them. They didn't lock on. They weren't like
Part of the battle royale experience though is the looting, and you have the people who start out in there, they have to go and find their stuff.
Sure.
So you wouldn't necessarily have anti-air missile stuff like just baked on.
No, but you would find it like a anti-air.
Maybe you would. My RNG
rocket
sucks.
Launcher. Think about it though,
and the guy running half an hour into a battle royale with a pistol still,
right?
The exciting stuff for
a pistol and a pan on my ass.
What battle royales don't have right now, what I think that Black Ops is going to do, is they're going to take their class-based system into it. So you have a like some neutral game stuff that is different from depending on the class that you build.
Sure.
So say I'm assuming because from my Call of Duty days that they're going to want to create squad-based dynamics. So you're probably going to have some neutral game stuff.
They said as much, right? They're going to bring the classes into it.
It's
and
their
classes are basically torn right out of Destiny.
Yeah.
Like they have a guy who does like a ground pound.
Oh yeah, golden gun.
Golden gun.
They have a bunch of shit like that. Yeah.
You know that
it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it sounds a lot more interesting now. You guys talk about it. I'm like, my interest level is a lot more peaked.
I want to check it out.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be an interesting
it's
experience.
It's going to be there's going to be some exclusives. It's going to be on PlayStation, right, as well as other consoles. But they're definitely
what?
No, not the battle royale exclusively itself, but there's going to be.
You're reading a press release again, aren't you? Look at that face.
Yeah.
No.
You know what we didn't talk about on this is Blizzard is selling it for PC.
Yes.
Yeah, they're in the BattleNet client.
It's on the client already.
This is huge.
It's on the client right now.
Well, the reason why I wanted to bring it up is because one of our sponsors for the podcast, Scuf, is making their new controller almost specifically for these battle royale modes, or where you need.
Can you talk about them, Pope? Can you talk about that new? Can you talk about that new controller, or are you under NDA?
Yeah. I can talk about it, but
what's the difference with the new
one? I'll do a proper
to bring up the press release.
You got a document.
Well, one of the things. So this is the impact, but so just not to get too fanboy here, but literally it looks phenomenal. It's completely new redesign, and I don't know if Brian, are you used to the Call of Duty or the Xbox controller where the left thumbstick is offset?
I used to be. I got used to the PlayStation
Right.
over
But
the
it
course of playing
feels
Destiny.
so natural to have your thumb up here. And so I remember.
Is that what they did with the new one?
I was a big fan
Yeah.
of the
They offset
Xbox
it?
controller. So the offset, bringing back the offset thumbstick is going to be great. But one of the things that I thought was really interesting about it is when you hold a controller, do you see how there's a gap right here in between my index finger and where my knuckle is?
Yeah.
So what they've done with the controller is they designed a cutout piece. It's all completely redesigned controller from the ground up. So when you're hitting the trigger, you can easily go like this, and you engage these side buttons. So they
And
have
what do they
another.
do?
What's that?
What do they do?
They're
You
all
can map
completely
them to
mappable.
whatever.
So you have four
Yeah.
across the bottom. You have the trigger, the bumper, and you have another side button that you can easily engage. So they're all mappable, right? So with complex game modes,
I think they
especially
should send us all one free so we can check this out for ourselves.
They are.
Well, perfect.
Okay. All right.
Well, good.
It's coming out. We're going to be getting them before E3.
Nice.
So it'll be fun to check it out. We'll definitely be giving a review of it. But based on the
Can I get one in RGB, please?
What's that?
Can I get one in RGB, please?
There are the customization is really cool. There's something that's really neat with the new one, Briar, and we're going to be able to. They're taking the production of the design in house at Scuf versus third party people creating some of the shells. So
really?
This front piece actually snaps off easily, and it's like you know how on Astros you have the little magnetic piece that comes off and you can customize it and then, put it back on, right? And has your piece of flair to it. Well, the face plate of it.
Do you have
comes
15
off.
pieces of flair minimum?
You can have at least 15 pieces. So you can customize you can order just the faceplate. Like say you have one of these and you want to get a new design on it.
Oh, that's nice.
That's
right?
so good because like I can get a controller and I love the initial design, but if a new
Right.
design comes
You wanna
out
try
and I
something
love it,
new.
I have to
Right.
buy a whole new controller.
Yeah.
So
Whereas
you're-
now I
you're-
can just
you're
buy a new
easily-
That's why
faceplate.
I just used Ash's color designs for DCP and just made my controller.
Well, so I just got this one a couple days ago, and it's beautiful the way that they integrated the new design concepts into it, where you can just pop them off and put in your own thing. You don't have to use the tool anymore to remove the thumbsticks. You pop this off, and everything's available. The rumble packs come in and out.
Oh, that's
easily.
cool.
Oh, that's that's
everything
really cool.
is.
The rumble packs are removable?
So that
That's neat.
You pop off the cover, and the rumble packs are literally just these little.
This
packs
is
that-
more than just a PlayStation controller, like inside a new
it's
plastic.
a
Then
completely new
Yeah.
design. They spent
shit.
over a year designing it. They're all Scuf patents, and it's going to
It's
be
also
really cool to
licensed.
see it.
Fully licensed by Sony.
Right, in North America. So
okay.
they haven't yet released it around the world, in other places.
So it's
But,
it's
This
like an
isn't-
official
this
Pro
isn't
controller
the-
for Sony.
it is.
this isn't the guts of a PlayStation controller just placed like with new stuff. This is actually like from the
new
ground up, a
controller.
brand new.
Absolutely.
This is something brand new for Scuf.
Yeah.
Man. That's actually pretty cool.
It is.
Pretty cool.
And the box, dude, Briar, as someone who likes to open up like boxes, like when you get something new and you like smell it.
Yeah.
Do you smell it? Do you smell when you
Always.
get something new?
Always.
smell it.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, you get something new and you're like. For audio listeners, Briar just pulled out a piece of hardware and is now.
He pulled out a closed liquid cooling radiator and smelled it.
Seems dangerous.
I just got an ear pod up my nose.
So the design of it is when you buy it, because it's going to have in-store box design, and I think the way that they get away with that is the customized covers that you can buy later if you want, or you can order them like new from the store. But like in the box is a braided cable, the controller,
A carrying case.
the
Is a
carrying
in
case.
there?
Yeah, that's actually. So
How much
all
are
this
these gonna
stuff
cost?
Comes in it. I think it's a couple $100.
It's pretty typical for
So
The
Scuf.
good thing is that you can just buy the faceplate if you want a new design. And that's actually going to open up, I think, a lot of opportunities for more creators to get their own faceplates because they don't have to make their own controllers for creators. They can just make a faceplate for creators, and they can sell that.
That's really cool.
So that'd be really cool.
So my question to them is, so we're an affiliate partner, and there's other like Phase and Optic or our partners, right? They get the controllers made for them, and
they're like tier 1 partners.
Right.
We're like tier 7 partners.
We're like tier 7. So use code DCP. No, it's if you. One of the things is that we might be able to create a faceplate that's custom to us, and their production in house. Our fans will be able to buy it.
We gotta get Ash working on that right away.
That's right. We are. Gonna do some, if they open it up to us, we're gonna have some sick designs.
Yeah, Ash is amazing.
That'd be cool.
Anyway,
so amazing.
Definitely.
I want like multiples, man. I want like one that's like a throwback to the year 1 poster art. I want like a new one. I want just the logo. I want a bunch of them.
Did you see when we were on the podcast with the other night with Dr. Lupo? On the wall was the poster from.
I did see that. Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I got that poster too. It's in my closet, like
It's an
in like a
amazing
protective
poster.
sleeve. I've always meant to like put it in like a real frame and hang it because it's such a good poster.
Great
It's
poster.
amazing.
I saved 50 of them.
Oh.
And I'm going to be taking them to Guardian Con, and I'm going to be giving them out.
I think you should hold on to them. I think you should wait a few years.
And it's like, this is the OG Destiny Crew
OG.
DCP poster.
true.
Yeah.
All of the content creators from year 1.
Yeah.
Year 2, this year's Guardian Con poster is going to be sick. You guys
Is it? I can't wait.
Yeah.
I kind of don't want to know anything about it till I get to see it for the first time.
I told you something, a little small something, but it's going to be fun.
I mean, we were talking about it before the podcast, but what Ash did with that Watts anime.
Oh my gosh,
drawing
I
in
cannot
chat.
wait.
Like I can't wait. Yeah, I know. Like it was
It's so cool.
I want to
so
put it
good.
on everything. I want to make T-shirts of it now. I'm just like,
Right.
put it on
We're
everything.
gonna do something. We're gonna have some fun new T-shirts and stuff like that sell at Guardian Con. So should be good.
It's very exciting.
we should do something with our store.
Add some new stuff. Yeah.
We should
All right.
pimp out our store.
So E3. Anybody going?
Not this year for me.
I'm going for one day.
One day.
Can
Literally
you talk about
flying
why
in.
You're going?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I'm literally going for a day and then coming back. Because
I think it's a pretty safe
Tobias is
bet.
still recovering.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I can't leave him for, a long time. So
Jeez, how many weeks has it been, Watts?
it's been 4 weeks.
And
And
how
we're going
long
into our
is
fifth
recovery
week.
time?
His total recovery is 8 weeks at least. In confinement, in a cage. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Rough
Like
for a
jail
cat.
for 8 weeks.
He's gonna go. He's gonna be absolute stir crazy when you let him go.
Yes. Luckily,
Or he's gonna like walk 3 feet and then lay down because he's exhausted from having to walk 3 feet for the first time in 8 weeks.
Does one jump on the
Luckily
couch. He's like, I'm so tired.
He's like, no. Yeah. Luckily, we do let him out and we let him sleep in like we make a tent out of a cover over a blanket on the couch, and he likes to sleep in there. So we'll let him out in there when we're chilling on the couch. We just have to make sure he doesn't jump down.
Nice.
Has she picked her subclass yet, Pope?
Pole dancer.
I'm pretty sure.
Look at
she's
your
gonna,
face.
I'm pretty sure she's gonna be a hunter, for sure.
She looks like a hunter.
Yeah. She's smart and she's stealthy, and before I know it, she's got both hands in the dog food bowl.
There you go.
Is she,
Sounds like Holtz.
that's funny.
It's
That's like Holtz.
Sounds like Colt. She's just yeah, that's me. That's what I do.
I'm telling you, man, she's definitely gonna be a hunter.
As long as she's not a BA hunter.
There you go.
Well. Yeah. So what else do we got going on about E3? Any games that you guys are excited to hear about?
Things I'm excited about for E3 is finally seeing what Anthem is going to look like.
Yeah,
And-
like can we get some gameplay?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm expecting some actual gameplay from Anthem. I want to see that. Division 2, I want to see gameplay for that. Red Dead Redemption.
Oh yeah. We should actually get to see some stuff.
Yeah.
The
I'm also
September
convinced-
Destiny stuff.
I'm convinced that they're lying to us and that they're totally bringing Borderlands 3 there.
You think?
feel like it's a whole big misdirect. They're just trying to surprise us. Like, no, it's not going to be there. That's ridiculous. Here's a list of 15 reasons in 300 tweets why we're not bringing Borderlands 3.
And then boom, Borderlands 3.
Fooled you.
I think they're gonna show it in PAX West.
Oh.
When's PAX West? That's the end of the summer?
September, I think.
That's like, September. Yep.
September?
Yeah, I think that's when they're gonna start showing stuff, or they're gonna do it at a PAX and not do it at E3 because it's a big enough game to where it doesn't need a platform like that. Like it can be its own.
It can be its own thing. Yeah.
What do you do with Borderlands 3 at this point?
Dude.
Like, if you're developing Borderlands 3, what do you do with it?
You steal a lot of things from Destiny.
Yeah, you do, right? You have to.
Absolutely. Armor. You got a lot more connected online gameplay. Like actual end game activities, like raid-like activities. Like a lot of that stuff.
I mean, raid like nothing. I want real, like a honest to God raid in
Does
Borderlands.
Borderlands run into the same problem that Destiny does, that they can't produce enough content for it? Or do you think because of its reduced graphics and things like that, that it's kind of cartoonish setup, that it's able to produce enough
I don't
content?
think that the graphics actually... You think it's cartoonish? A lot of people think it's cel-shaded. It's not. It's hand-painted textures. So those weapons aren't like generated in terms of like a program generating the look. They're all hand-painted by an artist to make it look that way.
That takes longer.
Exactly. So it's actually still really expensive to make the content because of the art look.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the artwork was not dumbed down, but like that it was not as high definition or complex as a game like Destiny.
You should boot that up on your PC and take another look.
Really? Pretty good looking on PC.
It's a pretty good looking game.
Okay. Well,
For 2012?
I mean, obviously, I've only played it on a console.
Yeah, consoles they look good, but the PC version looked stunning, especially with the effects and all that.
Yeah, Borderlands 2 is still worth playing too.
Yeah, it's a good game. It doesn't have the gunplay that Destiny has,
Yeah.
No.
and that would be my biggest question: is if Borderlands 3 could bridge that gap somehow. They don't have to copy Destiny because I don't want it to feel exactly like it, but if they can make it so the guns have more of that solid feel that Destiny has, where you're actually shooting. It feels like you're shooting like the Midnight Coup. That would be a huge step. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys said Anthem, but we didn't really talk about it too much. How much has gotten out there? Have we seen like any gameplay? Like we saw a little bit, but
we saw a little bit
where they were on a mission and they did a little bit of
That was it.
The
That was
devs
an
have
E3
been
stage demo.
active on Reddit. They've been really active on their Reddit. But, I mean, there's a lot to be known about that game. Like, what exactly that game is going to be. Is it going to be an open world game? It looked really limited to, like, explorability in that demo, right?
Yeah,
very
it looked like
corridor-driven.
you're on a path,
Very much, right?
Like
That
a lot of
was
games
an E3 trailer, a gameplay demo. Like, remember how Destiny? Somebody dropped in the middle of that the public event, like, "Hey, you want to do this public event?"
yeah.
That obviously never happened.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it'll be interesting
I
to see where that
remember
game is.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that game is really fun. I'm never as excited about a third-person shooter as I am about a first-person shooter, though. That's just a personal preference thing.
I'm with you on that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
can agree
mean,
with
I
that.
love Gears of War. I love playing it. The Horde mode was fun as hell,
Yeah.
but the third person thing always threw me off, and the snapping too.
I was always a Halo guy over Gears of War. I enjoyed
me too.
Gears of War, but I loved Halo.
I mean, if it's got good loot and it's interesting, I'm down.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah. I mean, I like Warframe a lot. You know, so it's not like I can't love a third-person shooter.
Yeah,
Or action game or whatever the hell Warframe is.
yeah. Third person looter shooter. Yeah, action RPG. Yeah.
well, we've got
I was gonna say, I think Anthem is also suffering from that same thing of the EA hate, though.
It's true. People are very skeptical.
Extremely skeptical about it.
And BioWare. Where their last game was a complete dud.
So it's a double whammy right now.
It's a twofer.
It's a twofer with Anthem. Where people are like, EA
They're
and
upper decking
BioWare?
this term.
Well, there's two big games in the same space releasing around the same time. The Division 2 and Anthem.
Do we know a release date for Division?
Spring of 2019 is not what this press release is saying.
I'd be surprised if they hit that.
You think?
Division 2. I'd be surprised.
They say that it's spring of 2019.
The thing with Division, though, is that they don't have to evolve graphically to make sense in evolution of a title.
Yeah.
You know, like they're not going. I don't expect them to go super futuristic because it's a Tom Clancy universe, so it's not going to be like aliens suddenly.
I feel like we just started hearing about this game. To have it released in spring 2019, a year after we just started hearing about it, is so quick.
It's pretty quick.
It's very quick, yeah.
I feel like they were working on it way before Division 1 shipped.
Yeah, clearly. Oh, before Division 1 shipped, you think they were working on Division 2?
Yeah. Or just as it was shipping. And I hope they don't run into the same problem Destiny ran into, where Division 2
they release a sequel to Division Vanilla.
but doesn't pay attention to the changes that they made in
That'd
Division
be worse,
1.
I think, for Division than it would be.
That would be really bad.
They specifically put out a letter to the fans saying that they were taking everything that they learned from Division 1 and putting it into Division
and
2.
from Bungie.
Like, it was literally like, hey, if you think this is going to be a Destiny 2, this is not. It was really funny, actually.
That's good.
Is anybody excited about Death Stranding?
Yes. Because, like, Kojima, man. Kojima.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
I need to see some gameplay.
Yeah, well, I know. We don't know anything about it. All I know is it's Kojima, and I love Kojima. And
It's freaking the trailer was a little weird.
A little. All of them have been really weird. It's done 3 now? 3 trailers?
I want to see some. I want to know. So right now, we don't know what the game is about. We don't know if it's a first person, third person. Is it action? Is it fantasy?
Yeah.
It could. He's gonna turn around and slap us with an RTS game.
There you go.
We have no idea.
I'm gonna disagree with you. I like where we're at right now. This is my favorite time to be a Kojima fan. We don't know what the fuck is going on. We're just getting these random ass trailers.
We're just seeing parts of his brain.
I love it.
It is great.
Is it confirmed to be at E3?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Don't know.
I don't know. No.
I've been so wrapped up in Warmind that I've like just not been paying attention to like anything else.
Yeah.
I've like had horse blinders on.
Same. Yep.
And I've been playing a crap load of Destiny because the Warmind is.
I helped my
been
mom
a
get
lot
her
of fun
sleeper
to me.
simulant today.
Nice.
She couldn't
what?
do the final
You helped your
mission.
mom?
Yeah, she couldn't do the final mission where you had to kill the worm. So I helped to kill the worm.
I haven't gotten the sleeper.
Just gonna let that float out there.
No, there's still a lot for me to do in Warmind. I was up until like 4 a.m.
Yes, Pope Bear got called out in the DCP Discord for playing Iron Banner at 4 o'clock in the morning.
The worst part about it is I was playing Iron Banner all night solo queuing.
Wow. How was that?
Yeah. Well, it's a lot like going to a discount enema shop. You don't really know
Can't say I have the experience.
what you're gonna
That's
get.
an analogy we can all relate to.
Yeah.
You're cutting. You're trying to save some bucks. So you see a discount. An ad for a colonic.
You're in the
that just-
market.
you're in the market for a colonic. And you just
$15 off.
There's
Can't
one that's
afford
on
not
sale
to clean it out.
for $9.99. You're like, I'll
$10
try it out, right? $10
$10?
for-
Good try.
Yeah. And you
Wait,
go
how much
there
is
and
a
it
colonic
just-
worth? I actually don't know.
What's that?
What's the average price of a colonic?
I don't know. I've never had one. Oh no, I have, but I never paid for them.
Oh, Bears pays in other ways.
All right, now I'm interested.
Long story short, back when you're a bike racer, so I was a professional bike racer for a while.
Did you get the seat stuck up your ass?
Brian, you cut out when you're talking on this for some reason.
It's when he's butting into people. So it's fine.
My bad.
The new Skype setting finally muting you during interrupting people.
Boo.
So when I was a professional cyclist, a little aside, you're crunched up on a bike eating while you're riding because you're 100 and we'd ride 120 miles a day, and so your digestive system doesn't work very well because you're crunched up and you're eating crappy food. And so your colon, because of the types of food that you eat, will get impacted with crap. And so
got to get that spritzed out.
Literally, a colonic pumps your colon full of warm water, and it pressurizes it. And so the colon is like all these ridges, right? And it will pressurize it, and it will expand the colon so that all that stuff that's stuck to it just sloughs off and comes out.
That's great.
And I'm
By the way,
kidding.
this is about Iron Banner's solo coup, guys.
Yes.
Just so you're following.
I will get there. I will show you why it's just like that. So I'm not kidding you. After so it was part of the team provided it because you needed to get that. Your colon is a big part of.
Did you guys all like share the same nozzle?
No.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to mute my mic. But the no, we did not share the same nozzle, Brian.
So it wasn't
It's Team
discounts.
Colonic. I just
Well, so
it's free.
back to my discount colonic. Anyway,
Listen to the
so
story.
your colon is an extremely important part of your staying healthy, and when it helps in disease fighting, it's huge. And so
Even bigger
it
if
is
you expand it with a bunch of water.
is
Actually huge.
and it is actually huge. But it's really important.
Like, are we
in
talking
being
like
healthy.
volleyball, basketball? Like how big?
It expands to it expands very large. I
How
don't
many
know the
liters? How many liters can I fit in a?
I don't know,
colon?
man. I'm not. You're gonna have to Google that.
How much cubic
But all I
feet
know is
can
that
It's a good idea.
when you're done with it, you have to take the worst shit in your life, and it feels so good afterwards. But anyway, so
Iron Banner was great. So you
solo
felt great
queuing,
afterwards.
Iron Banner is a lot like that. You know you're going. You don't know what you're gonna get. It can very difficult. Very difficult to some. I was playing
liters.
against whole teams. I was playing, but I had a good time though. Go ahead.
There's 3 liters. That's how many liters can fit in your colon.
Oh, nice.
Well,
Oh, good information.
That is
I
fantastic.
mean, you ever see a 3-liter bottle? They don't sell them too often anymore, but they're pretty big.
Yeah, it's true. I think that about wraps up our podcast here, guys.
We especially as we've lost Pope there.
We did just lose Pope.
Lost me to Wikipedia as well.
Pope he forgot about his colonic he had scheduled, so he's got to run.
He's got to go. He ran.
It's been a good podcast. Pope.
What drives you to ask the question, how much water is safe? Colon capacity? Question mark. Like, what are you?
what's that?
What drives you to ask the question on the internet? How much water is safe? Question mark. Colon capacity? Question mark. Like, where are you at in life that you're like, we better double check this?
I think somebody who has somehow snuck their way into a job that they weren't qualified for.
Oh man, discount.
And we're like, you know
offering
what?
Discount Colonics.
I better double check just in case.
I better double check. Oh,
Google's that question.
I mean,
that's a good point.
I can tell you that when you step on a scale before and you step on a scale afterwards, depending on the different years, because we do it once a year, the most I had lost was 2.5 pounds.
You get a colonic once a
So
year?
think about that. Yeah.
Tefty is now questioning life decisions.
To this day?
No, not anymore. But when I was racing,
Okay.
Do you feel like better after a colonic?
you. I think
You feel any different?
You feel clean.
I think the result is that you.
Do you feel effervescent?
Do it with champagne.
So cyclists get sick very easily because of a lot of different reasons, but you don't get sick as often.
Oh, nice.
And you stay healthier. You can process food better.
The colon is actually 5 foot long and 2.5 inches in diameter.
There it is.
Anyway, I'm really awkward talking about my
Colon facts.
colon.
I think that's the podcast, right?
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
We're
think so.
we're over an hour in the podcast.
Wow.
Yeah. So
It's been fun. I mean, when we think about this episode, we better not name it anything to do with colons.
You can fit 3 quarts with encouragement.
Encouraging.
This is a really good webpage.
oh my gosh. How do we end these things?
I think we just did.
Is that it?
Bye.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye.